Hey guys, so I just spent like 30 minutes recording chapters 5 and 6 and my computer crashed and didn't save them, so I'm going to try again. But I can at least say that they are so good. Um, I'm so mad that they didn't record. I was like really into reading it and I looked up and saw that my computer had crashed. I was like, no. Alright, but it's about to get really good. Okay, so chapter 5 is Tori Partel. The sight of that police car driving away with Amber is one of the most awful things I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of awful things lately. Malik is pacing on the sidewalk in front of Bites and Bites. We begged her not to do anything stupid, and what does she do? Something stupid. You can't blame her. I defend my best friend. None of us understand how things work in the outside world, which is why it makes sense to do nothing, Malik insists, but that's not good enough for Alaska. She knows better. Malik takes off down the block in a futile attempt to keep up with the car. His desperation triggers the same response in Malik and me. If we lose track of Amber in this huge city, we'll never lay eyes on her again. It's all my fault. Amber's my best friend. I should have been keeping an eye on her. She took the news about Project Osiris harder than any of us. Why didn't I know that if she believed she had an easy fix for our situation, she'd jump into it without thinking? We can still see the squad car, but it gets harder to spot as it pulls away and traffic fills in the street behind it. To make matters worse, the sidewalks are crowded and we're scrambling around an obstacle course of pedestrians and dogs and mailboxes and fire hydrants. Malik gets stuck behind two guys carrying a couch and loses ground. I avoid them, dance around a garbage can, and catch up to Eli. We lost her, he pants. Not me. I've trained myself to notice details other people miss. Back when I thought my future would be as an artist, not a fugitive. The police car is distant, but I've got it in my sights. It's sandwiched between an SUV and a city bus. Lacking the breath for a rebel answer, I point. We're just about to blast through the next intersection when a big semi lumbers right out in front of us. Eli and I practically run into it, but manage to pull up mere inches from the trailer's vast paneled side. We have no choice. We stand flat-footed, waiting for it to inch into the main road. Malik catches up to us, shaking his fist at the driver. You got a gas pedal on that thing? The driver yells back a word I've never heard before, although I'm sure it's rude. Malik might fit in perfectly into this outside world. And then the truck moves on, opening up our view of the road ahead. The police car is obviously gone, and Amber with it. I'm running again. Hurry, I call back. We can't lose her. Eli shakes his head sadly. We already have. The car could have turned on any one of these side streets. She's history, Malik confirms. I'm normally pretty level-headed, but this is too much. You mean that's it? Bye-bye, Amber. Nice knowing you. We could maybe hang around Bites and Bites, Eli suggests lamely, on the off chance she gets loose, and maybe it'll occur to her to look for us there. How is she going to get loose? I demand. She isn't lost. She's under arrest. The Purples are obviously in touch with the Denver police, and they're going to hear that a 13-year-old girl got picked up by the cops in District 6. They'll scoop her up so fast she'll be back in Serenity by nightfall. District 6, Malik repeats. Where did you get that? I'm upset. It was printed on the door of the squad car. If you stop stuffing your face long enough to open your eyes, you might see something. District 6, Eli repeats, and you could almost see the wheels turning inside his logical mind. The city must be carved up into police districts. I struggle to contain my surge of hope. We haven't found Amber, not yet, but at least we have something to go on. Back at Bites and Bites, it takes Eli just a few seconds to find the website of the Denver Police Department. Turns out, we're right about the districts. Better yet, each district has its own separate police station, where they take pinheads who get themselves arrested, Malik exclaims. Here's the address of the District 6 precinct house. Deftly, Eli copies the information, calls up a map program, and pastes the details into the search field. According to the computer, it's only 0.9 miles away on North Washington. So now what? Malik challenges as we head over there. We can't exactly knock on the door of the station and say, give us back our dimwit. We'll just have to wing it, Eli decides. We don't even know how much trouble she's in. Maybe we'll just ask her a few questions and cut her loose. Maybe, I agree, but deep down I'm thinking we won't get that lucky. We know we're in the right place even before we see the police station itself. There are squad cars parked on both sides of the block, and officers coming and going everywhere. We're from Serenity, and the only uniforms are worn by Purples. So we're already on edge by the time we reach the door. For some reason, I'm struck with a random flashback. Dress-up party of my 5th birthday, or maybe even my 4th, and I'm Ariel from Little Mermaid, fish tail and all. I forget which of the princesses Amber's dressed as. And now we have to spring her from the police. How times have changed. Malik swallows hard. Who knows what Alaska told the cops about us? We could get arrested too. I nod. Good point. Only one of us should go, and that leaves 2 more on the outside just in case we need to do a double rescue. I'll go, Eli volunteers. What do I say? I mull it over. If Amber told them anything about Serenity, purple people eaters, or clones, they might think she's crazy. So say she's your sister. You brought her into the city for a psychiatrist appointment, and she took off on you. It's a big mess. You're looking everywhere. Your parents are worried sick, and if you don't get to the doctors right away, you'll miss the appointment. Make up a name. Dr. Rayner. His office is on Main Street. I'm pretty sure every big city has a Main Street. Got it? They both stare at me. What? I ask. I don't know about harmony and contentment, Malik says with respect, but it didn't take you very long to unlearn honesty. You're kind of good at this, Eli agrees. There's obviously nothing to be good at, I tell them. You just think about the result you want and the result you don't want and figure out a story that'll get you the good thing and avoid the bad one. You should do it, Malik concludes. You're the best liar. In Serenity, we're always taught that nothing is worse than being dishonest. I'm not lying, it's strategy. Don't take it personally, he shoots back. It's not your fault you got cloned from some crook who wouldn't know the truth if she tripped over it. Look at the bright side. At least she's not a murderer. You better hope not, I seethe. That's how I end up being the one who marches into the police station to try to talk Amber out of custody. I suppose it's only fair. She is my best friend. I don't know what I expected. Rows of cells, prisoners staring out through the bars, and one of them Amber, but inside I find a dreary waiting room with a desk sergeant at the front. My first thought is, who decorated this place? In Serenity, everything is brand new and really nice. Tasteful colors, rich fabrics, stylish furniture. This looks like the place old desks go to die. Everything is beige, and you can tell that most of it didn't start out that way. I march right up to the sergeant. She ignores me, so I clear my throat. Excuse me. I think my sister was brought here. She looks interested. Does your sister have a name? I hesitate. Amber might have given them a fake name, but I doubt it. Her whole purpose was to bring the law down on Project Osiris. She said it herself. We're the evidence. I chance it. Amber Alaska? I'm her sister, Victoria. Malik might be right about me and lying. It's kind of scary how totally easily the whoppers trip off my tongue as I launch into my story about the psychiatrist appointment and how Dad drove us in from Pueblo just that morning. The sergeant leans back in her chair. Don't suppose you've got an ID? Student card? Bus pass? No. The question throws me a little bit. I've never had any identification. None of us have. What's the point of an ID in a town where everybody knows everybody else? How come it's you who came for your sister instead of your folks? So she's here, I probe. She nods. Squad car brought her in half an hour ago. I can't release her, though. Is she under arrest? No, but she's a minor, and so are you. Your parents will have to come get her. That would be a neat trick. I don't know where they are, I plead, inventing rapidly. Everyone panicked when Amber disappeared. We split up to look for her. The sergeant hands me her cell phone. Call them. With the officer watching me, I have to punch in numbers, but I never place the call. Nobody's picking up. I try, again without pressing dial. Mom, if you get this message, I found Amber. She's at the police station on North Washington, but they won't let me take her. You have to come right away, or we'll miss the appointment, and who knows when they'll have another. By this time, I'm actually crying. And it isn't part of the act. How are we going to get Amber out of this place? We can't produce parents out of thin air. Kid, the desk sergeant tries to soothe. Aurora, I blabber aloud. She frowns. I thought your name was Victoria. Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. That's who Amber was at my dress-up party. It occurs to me how ridiculous this must seem. Forget it. It was a long time ago. The desk sergeant looks a little alarmed at the prospect of having two crazy sisters to deal with instead of just one. I see you're upset and I want to help if I can. We're taking your sister to see our psychologist at 5 o'clock. This is his office. She scribbles a name and address on the back of the business card and hands it to me. Maybe your folks can meet you there. If you have any trouble finding them, you come straight back here. Do you hear me? Thanks, I say, and I'm honestly grateful. I don't have Amber, but I have the next best thing. We know where she's going to be and when. Now, we have to go get her.